I'm Suzanne Baker. I am the director of the Division of Brain Tumor Research at St. Jude, and I have the pleasure of co-organizing a meeting on developmental biology and cancer, along with Stuart Orkin and Hans Clevers. We really wanted this meeting to be a broader connection and a broader consideration of the connections between developmental biology and cancer, and that comes at multiple levels. Things like the interactions among cells and the way that cell signaling in a detailed mechanistic fashion is actually occurring, considerations of the cancer niche and the cancer environment and how that compares to particular niche environments that are critical in shaping normal developmental processes. There are very obvious connections between pediatric cancers and development. Many of these tumors are tumor types that are very rarely seen in adults, and so that tells us that there's some unique feature of development that connects the process of normal development to a particular environment where that cancer has the possibility to form. And then exciting, constantly emerging connections between things like epigenetic regulation and cancer. Cellular plasticity is an enormous area of developmental biology research right now that is important both in understanding normal development and also really helping to understand tumor heterogeneity, which is the basis of likely quite a bit of the challenges that are faced by therapeutic interventions when you're attempting to target a tumor that's actually very heterogeneous. And so understanding those processes and how they work normally really helps to illuminate how they might work and be disrupted or how they might influence the process of cancer. There'll be a session on epigenetics, and there have been an enormous number of studies linking epigenetics with cancer, as well as detailed studies of the role of epigenetics in development. And so cancer genetics, or the genetic mutations that drive cancer, have been very well delineated in many cases and have been intensely studied for a number of years. And cancer epigenetics is a really rapidly growing field. There are a lot of connections with actually mutations that have been found in epigenetic regulators, as well as an awareness that the epigenome, independent of genetic mutations, plays a critical role. And it's very important to understanding how cancer develops and how it might respond to drugs. Epigenetic regulators are targets of drug therapeutic agents. Those are being studied with great intensity. So epigenetics will be a focus of one of the sessions. The stem cell origins of cancer is an area that is critically important if you're going to talk about development in cancer, as are the cancer niche, basically the complicated multi-cell type environment where a cancer arises, and cellular interactions, which are very important processes in how cells communicate with one another, both in normal development and in cancer. We will also be discussing cellular plasticity, and there's just an enormous amount of exciting new plasticity research in normal development, the ability of cells to be differentiated along multiple lineages, and just how many different outcomes are possible for cells that we used to believe were fated to only one particular role. And that's very important in considering the complexity of cancer, where a single tumor may have a very heterogeneous population of tumor cells that may respond differently to treatment, may have different capacities for invasion. So this is really critically important for aspects of cancer that determine clinical outcome, as well as understanding fundamental mechanisms of how cancer grows. I think this conference, and actually all of the AACR special conferences, are terrific opportunities for young investigators and people who are early in their science career. There will be luminaries in the field giving talks on very important areas. The forum of the special conferences allows for a lot of interactions in small groups, so it's a relatively small size conference. You have the opportunity to really talk to and meet with people, ask them questions about your work. Young investigators will be submitting abstracts. We will select some of the talks from the abstracts from young investigators, so that's a terrific opportunity for them to present their work in front of a group of people who are really top in the field. And it's really a fantastic place to network. And just the information that will be presented will be really, really useful for people at the earliest stage of the career. If they're sort of new to the field, then this will provide them with a terrific broad base of information all together in one conference.